That was a little bit of, I mean, you know.
A little bit.
Okay, Dan, you book for a promotion,
Yes.
and Mr. Fantasy, Heath, you have you run a promotion
Whenever
from
he
time
wants
to
a
time.
trip to Disney World.
Jim Cornette, in one of his shoot interviews, he said that your fans, you educate your fans to expect this or that, as far as old school and new school. For instance, Memphis, they banned the pile driver, and something as simple as giving a guy a pile driver got a huge,
That was freaking gold.
Yeah, see, and meanwhile, in IWA Mid-South or ECW or XPW, they educate their fans to straight-up violence, barbed wire, things of that nature, so the fans come to expect that. If you had all the resources you ever wanted, and you could go to a part of the country that's never seen pro wrestling, what kind of promotion...
Let me promote it. I'm ready to draw.
He'll fucking draw, I guarantee you that shit.
But what kind of promotion would you do? Would you have high spots? Would you go back to the old school? And we'll start with Vortex on this one.
Because I'm the one that hasn't promoted a show ever.
Well, there you go. Well, it's
fantasy promoting.
Yeah,
Fantasy
it's
I would,
hypothetical.
I mean,
Mr. Fantasy promoting.
Mr. Fantasy. So it would draw.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, hardcore aside, I probably wouldn't book too much hardcore because this kind of played out at this point. But,
wouldn't be to them.
No, this area of the country has never seen pro
Never
wrestling.
seen wrestling.
well, then you save
Never
hardcore.
seen wrestling at all?
Yeah.
And they'd be,
It's make
you
believe.
could start over with some easy stuff.
Make-
But,
Yeah, well, what would you do?
But what I would do is I would probably have a good mixture. I would take some of the top people from each area. You'd have some strong style guys, you'd have some high flyers, have some really old school matches, and have some new school matches, and then book accordingly and just see what plays out, see what gets over. And then once it gets over, then book accordingly.
Right.
Okay, Mr.
And I would
Delicious.
be the champion if I was booking.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
You should, because I'm like Jerry. What? Why would you?
What happened?
I
Why'd
explained
you say
myself
that?
in our last
Yeah.
round table.
I'm sure you did.
Me?
Yes, yes,
Strictly
sir.
old school, because that worked the best. I mean, the fans are so desensitized, look that word up, to wrestling that, I mean, back when I was watching Mid-South, Jake the Snake did the DDT. That was the first finishing move I've ever saw, was the DDT. Nobody did it but him. He did it, you're freaking dead.
That's a great example.
I don't care who you was, freaking Lord Humongous, you got the freaking DDT from Jake the Snake, dead, coffin, buried in the ground, never seen again.
That's the thing I think nowadays too. Like,
Rough move.
not to say anything about anybody, but like Chris Ty and the Razor Boys, they do the, they do Petey Williams flip DDT thing, and people kick out of it.
Canadian
You know what I'm saying?
Destroyer.
Yeah, and people kick out of that. You don't. That's just burying. That guy's on TV. You know what I mean?
I hate
a
that.
move that 20 years ago was
Yeah.
banned, and now you add the flip move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
And
I mean, that's my whole point. Is like the new school wrestling as a whole. In my opinion, I don't care if you're Vince McMahon. I know you've got to change. I know you've got to
watches these
change
too.
with the times.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so desensitized. Look that word up. That people are used to it, but I mean, go back to the Bill Watts. I mean, you hit somebody with a chair, they're freaking finished.
There was a jumping off the top rope when Bill Watts took over WCW in the early
Mhm.
90s.
He
banned
freaking
that.
banned it.
And everybody shit on it. They
Oh,
hated
hell
it.
yeah. I mean, the referee be knocked unconscious. The freaking villain would get up on the top rope. That's the first thing he would do. And, blah, 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 well, get up on the top rope or whatever. But you go back to that crap, you will get more fans because they would think it's real because you got more competition like UFC. You've got, boxing's, always been a big competition.
You
But
don't-
people thought that boxing and wrestling went hand to hand. Crap was all real. And, that's the big problem with the business today. I don't care if WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, AWF Chipley, Ultimate Wrestling, GAF.
He calls it GAF.
GAWF.
Yeah, GAWF. I don't care where you are. the crap looks freaking fake, and you ain't got enough tape. I swear to God, you ain't got enough tape for me to freaking explain.
You don't think the genie's out of the bottle though, as far as that's concerned? Because once it's out, it's out.
You know what? Once it's out, yeah. But I think if because I remember when Vince broke kayfabe, you know, and came out and said, "We're not going to bore you with bad guys and good guys." You know, Vince McMahon, for the record, is the smartest guy on the planet. Because he did that, you know, Vince is the best with the worksheet thing. You know, Vince Russo tried it in WCW. He fell on his ass, as far as I'm concerned. And Vince McMahon, I will never believe a word he says because it's always the word. He came out with we're not going to bore you with a bad guy and a good guy deal, and he just kept going what the fuck he was doing, and you convinced that it was fake, but then he'd throw something in there that, you know, you thought was real. And you'd still begin to wonder. If you'd go back to Grizzly Smith when he was promoting, you know, Bill Watts, or, you know, any of the other guys, you would condition the fans right back to that, as in, you know, oh shit, this shit's fake. Because in the 50s, more people believed that wrestling was real, and people did not land on the moon. That's how much. I swear to God, that's what they freaking believe.
Oh, I've talked to people today that don't believe.
Exactly,
that people land on the moon.
That's where wrestling needs to be today. You know, it's just my opinion, my 2 cents. You don't like it, you know, suck my can.
So, Mr. Fantasy.
Yes, sir.
Your dream promotion, you can do whatever you want. How do you educate your fan base?
He wouldn't.
He'd go to Disney World.
Exactly.
He would.
No, I would probably do a lot of old school. Like on my shows in Crestview, I do have the Raised Boys come in to open the show for me to kind of get the fans on the, you know what I'm saying? But then
because you have to start off with a bang.
Right, you gotta have a bang, you know. I think you started off one of my shows. You and
Mace.
You're a curtain jerk.
I love being a
you know,
curtain.
you know what I'm saying? You want to just get them going.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Because nobody's ever seen wrestling. Like he said, you know, I remember my dad telling me back in the '70s he used to go to Tampa, and they would just beat the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I can't think of his name now. Oh man.
What's he looking like?
The guy Murdoch.
Dick Murdoch.
Dick Murdoch. My dad saw Dick Murdoch kick Dusty Rhodes in the head so hard with cowboy boots on that literally his whole side of his head just split wide open because he was pissed off. You know, but you got to make it look real too. You know, and back then fans were into it. My dad saw a worker get his guts cut out.
Oof.
A dude jumped the rail because
my dad's seen that.
It was a black guy, and he was a heel, and he got over so well that this little boy comes to me. He's like, "Get away from me, kid." The mark jumped the rail and gutted. Literally, my dad said he walked like this with his guts in his hand. But, I don't go that far back because some people, you know, marks can be scary at times.
I go that far back.
If I may quote Cruz over here, you know, the retarded marks as he calls them. You know, so
Absolutely.
you know. But I would probably do a lot of old school stuff. That's why I was brought up with that, though. You know, I booked Bob and Scott and all the uncles. They're such old school. Robert Fuller. Jimmy Golden, Ron Fuller, people like that. That's what I would try to do.
Sounds good.